Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live at 4 on this Alert Day Tuesday.
We have a busy weather day. It's not even technically winter yet, but you wouldn't know it. We are tracking alert day conditions in our area, and we are bringing you team coverage.
We have Arman Rahman and Tanasia Shaw, who are live out in the field tonight. They're going to be looking at road conditions and seeing what the weather conditions are where they are. But let's begin with meteorologist Jacob Montesano in the studio and at the Weather Center. We've got wind, snow, maybe even a little freezing rain, you name it.
Yeah, we're going to see all of it over the next 24 hours as alert day conditions are just about beginning. And this is going to especially be for Madison and areas north where the most snow will occur. But areas in far southern Wisconsin, although you folks may not see a lot of snow accumulation, you still could see some of that freezing rain that could lead to very slick conditions. Now, as we take a look at the current winter weather bulletins, everyone is under that winter weather advisory, but areas to the north are under that advisory for the snow, whereas areas to the south are under it for a mixture of some light snow and the possible freezing rain. Now, as I mentioned, it's really kind of beginning right now, seeing some scattered light snow showers across our region. We are going to see mostly snow for the next couple of hours, but the temperatures are actually going to warm up after sunset, and you can see the bulk of the system still well off to our north and west. So timing all this out, again, mostly snow for the next couple of hours, but that snow is expected to transition into rain as temperatures warm up a little bit later in the evening and into the early overnight hours. Now, that rain snow line is expected to make its way north of Madison later in the evening, but for areas north of the Dells, notice you folks are likely going to see all snowfall, and obviously accumulation will be a lot higher for you folks. But I do want to mention with the areas that are seeing the rain, although it's normal rain rather than freezing rain, because the ground is the surface temperatures are below freezing, a lot of this rain will freeze over and act as freezing rain. And then if they don't on immediate contact, the temperatures are going to plummet once we get towards later in the week. So a lot of that rain will likely freeze over, which could lead to some black ice and certainly very slippery roads. So I'll continue talking more about this, show you how much snow we're going to see, and also show you our second alert day for the end of the week. Of all of that coming up a bit later.
We'll see you soon. Thank you, Jacob. And as we get ready for another round of rain and snow, it's important for everyone to stay safe on the roads.
Our Tanasia Shaw is live tonight outside in Madison. She's covering the expected road conditions. It could be a rough commute tonight, Tanasia. How are things where you are now?
Hi, Brady and Susan. Right now, everything is very quiet and calm, but later tonight, that wintry mix with rain and snow will impact roadways just like this. Today, I got a chance to talk to the Madison Police Department and a local snow plowing company that's asking everyone to stay off the roads unless they have to be outside. Action Jackson owns Jackson's Yard Care and is located in Sun Prairie. The owner told me that he is busy with these back-to-back storms, and this is very different compared to last year. We didn't have these consistent storms back-to-back so soon in the winter. Jackson said even though this is a lot and it's back-to-back, he is prepared to salt the roads, and he's also prepared to keep everyone safe, but he asks that everyone on the roadways take their time.
Well, stay off the roads as much as possible. If we have a lot of ice, a lot of snow out there, make sure that you just go home, you go watch a movie, you stay with family and friends, and that you just stay off the roads. It's hazardous out there. There's a lot of black ice, so be careful.
The Madison Police Department is asking everyone on the roads tonight to stay aware, take their time, and of course, give those snow plows a lot of room on the roads. Reporting in Madison, Tanasia Shaw, News 2 Now.
That is all very good advice, Tanasia. Thank you. Speaking of, City of Madison plow crews have already been out today. They've been salting routes throughout the day, getting ready for tonight's weather.
Arman Rahman spoke with them about what they expect. And Arman, I understand it's kind of a game of counter punches for them, right?
So I think I'm clear, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. We just have not been catching a break when it comes to the snow this season. So while the idea of a little bit less snowfall but warmer temps might sound good right now for the roads, that means the pavement is going to heat up too underneath a lot of snowpack from the already repeated snowstorms that we've already gotten.
What that's going to mean, that hard packed layer of snow is going to start thawing and releasing from the pavement due to the warm pavement temperatures that we're going to have overnight tonight. That's going to start fluffing up and getting kind of slushy. So what our plan is, starting tomorrow morning, we're going to start trying to clean that up before we kind of reach that deeper freeze temperatures that are coming. What that's going to mean, that hard packed layer of snow is going to start thawing and releasing from the pavement due to the
Cleaning up that slush, they'll head to the neighborhood and residential streets. And we're going to be here throughout the night, tracking that storm and bring you the latest roads conditions and updates from the city plow crew that you can also get online on the city website. For now, reporting live on the west side of Madison, Armand Rama, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Armand. And as weather happens in our area, we will keep you informed here and with our First Warn weather app. It has school closures, hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
In other news today, robocalls are not just an annoying part of your day. They are major business for scammers around the world. And Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul is joining in an effort to target companies that keep letting those robocalls get through. This multi-state effort task force started in 2022 with a goal of finding out how to stop billions of illegal calls. Now the task force has sent 4 letters to companies to shut down hundreds of millions of illegal robocalls. So far, the group has talked with 37 providers about approaching this problem.
I think we can make progress. You know, are we ever going to be in a place where there are none of these, or there are so few that it becomes a manageable number? You know, that remains to be seen. But what we've got to do is attack this in ways that we can, and I think a key, and that's what this approach we're taking reflects.
Kaul urges people to stay very skeptical of unknown numbers, to avoid giving out personal information, and to report suspicious calls to your carrier or to state consumer protection.
Well, the Packers are back at first place in the NFC North.
But Sunday, they face the red-hot Denver Broncos with a 10-game win streak. News 3 Now's senior Packers writer Jason Wilde reports from Green Bay against the AFC leaders.
The Green Bay Packers finished last season 1-5 in the NFC North, and their one victory coming at the expense of the Chicago Bears, and only because Carl Brooks blocked a field goal that would have won the game for the Bears at Soldier Field. Now the Packers are 4-0 in the division following Sunday's win over the Bears, with 2 more games to play and an opportunity to go perfect 6-0 in the NFC North. Matt LaFleur, however, not counting on anything just yet.
I just think we found a way to win a lot of these tight games, and you know, a year ago we didn't. So a lot of times we were digging ourselves into holes, and we had to come back, and we just couldn't quite pull it off. And this year there's been a lot less of that.
Before they get back to facing their division rivals, the Packers face the Denver Broncos, the best team in the AFC. On Sunday, you'll be able to watch that game right here on Channel 3, a 3:25 kickoff. And, of course, we'll have full coverage leading into the game on our website, channel3000.com. Make sure you sign up for the Packers newsletter while you're there. That delivers our coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. And if you missed out on what he said, don't worry, we've got you. You'll be able to watch that game Sunday right here on News 3 Now. Kickoff is scheduled for 3:25.
Well, next on Live at 4, you may be feeling extra generous this holiday season, but what does that mean when it comes to holiday tipping?
Yeah, I never know what's right. Then Josh is in the 608 talking about a passport that can help you experience area bars and restaurants and all they have to offer.
And then we are very lucky to have a special interview today with the people responsible for tracking Santa around the world. Stick around for our chat with NORAD.
And school closings and delays are already coming in for our upcoming alert day conditions. Jacob shows us what to expect.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, you have another unique opportunity to support bars and restaurants in the 608 via Passport in the new year.
Josh Sprider has the story from Verona.
We were at Stone Porch Ale House as we get prepared for a really unique program once again for 2026. It's these Passport Cocktails programs that you can get out and support local establishments. I've got two friends joining us in the 608, Greg and Sarah. Greg, I want to start with you. This has been a yearly tradition for us.
It is.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Like you said, support local. It's eat local, save local, drink local, but mainly support local. And it's got the Waukesha one and the Rock County one have about 50 establishments that participate, and the Mad City one has about 100. And so you go out and support these local places, have fun with our scavenger hunt, and it starts at $20 for the Rock County and the Waukesha one, and then the Mad City one's $25. Great stocking stuffer.
You know, this is an awesome opportunity for you to get out, support your favorites, but also maybe try something new like Stone Porch Ale House. This is a fun program for you.
Yeah, we always are looking for new people to come and explore what we have to offer. And it's a new friend we haven't met yet when they come in and try one of our new dinners or something like that.
This time of year is also really important for businesses. You're kind of that last minute push here for the end of the year, right?
Absolutely. And then after the holidays, we hit January, February. So we always encourage people to get these books for Christmas, and then you get to go out in January. It's something to do.
You know, tell us about Stone Porch Ale House. You guys have been open a little more than 2 years now, and this is kind of a great location for you in Verona.
Yeah, we're a little tucked away. We're right here in one of the neighborhoods in Verona, so we get a lot of regulars and people that we've gotten to know over the years. It's been a lot of fun, and it's a great opportunity for us to try some new menu items and some new cocktails.
You know, this is fun and unique for a lot of reasons, but supporting local, that's truly what this is all about. And you guys have been doing this since 2009.
I know, it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Long time.
Right, a lot of supporting local. There's been a lot of buy one, get one free drinks in that amount of time. And we've had a lot of great partners. Obviously, Sarah with not only Stone Porch Ale House as a partner, but also Sugar River Pizza. And like I said, about 90 other ones just in the Dane County area. So it's been a great time. And she was saying something about great stocking stuffer. Yes, absolutely. If you don't know whether it's your friends, family, coworkers, heck, even your mother-in-law, would probably love to get it.
You know, it's a great opportunity and so easy just to have on you. And coming up this weekend, you have the launch parties happening for both Mad City and Rock County. So give us the details on that.
Yeah, in Rock County, it's on Saturday, noon to 3 at Boundaries. It's kind of like in between Beloit and Janesville. And that's noon to 3, and we're going to have premier trivia there with their adult beverage-themed trivia. So that's going to be fun. And also in Madison, we're going to have that same trivia. And that's going to be at Seminole Tap on Sunday the 14th from noon to 3.
Oh, what a great opportunity. Greg, Sarah, thank you so much for your time here today. If you'd like to learn more about this program for yourself, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. In Verona, I'm Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Josh.
He's so tan.
He's so tan. He was just in Florida, by the way.
Yes.
It's not Florida here. We have already heard about a few school closings and delays in our area. Alert day conditions are beginning this evening, Jacob.
Yeah, we are starting to see that snow move into our area. Very light snow right now, but we are going to see a little bit more consistent precipitation move into our area over the next couple of hours. Most of the region will see that snowfall until about 7 to 9 p.m. where we'll begin to see that rain snow line make its way north, expected to get north of Madison. But areas north of the Dells, notice mostly snow is expected. But as I talked about earlier, the areas that will see the rain will likely see that rain freeze over due to the surface being below freezing, and we will likely see very slippery roads because of it. Now later in the night, as the temperatures cool back down, that rain will then transition back into snowfall and end as falling snow for Wednesday morning, and everyone will likely be seeing snow at this point, with possibly an inch or two with this round of snow. But we are going to see a lot more snow for areas to the north that will only see that snow. So as you take a look at the accumulation forecast, a pretty tight gradient from areas just to the south of Dane County versus to the north of Dane County. 3 to 6 for areas north of the Dells, 1 to 3 for Madison and surrounding areas, less than an inch south. And a lot of that snow accumulation for the areas to the south will be from Wednesday morning. Could see a slushy, maybe half inch to a full inch this evening before it becomes rainfall for Madison, and then we'll see about another inch from that snowfall at the end of the system. Now, once the system clears out, temperatures will fall And by the time we get to the weekend, they're going to plummet, where we have another alert day in our forecast. But this time it's for wind chills dropping to at least -20, but we're expecting potentially the wind chills to be even colder than that. So let's take a look at the wind chill forecast, starting with tonight. Now, we're going to see the wind chills in the 20s throughout the night, but then they're going to drop into the teens once we get to the morning tomorrow, cooling down throughout the day. And then by the evening, they'll be in the single digits, then below 0 tomorrow night. And then Thursday morning, it's going to be very cold with wind chills possibly getting into the negative teens. And then for Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon, it will be cold. Maybe not quite as cold as it will be Thursday morning, but still going to see single-digit wind chills, and then they're going to drop back below 0 for Friday night, and then Saturday morning, easily in the negative teens. The afternoon Saturday will feature wind chills below 0, and Sunday morning is when it's really going to cool down, as we'll see those wind chills possibly in the -20s, and similar to Saturday, the afternoon wind chills will likely remain below 0 for Sunday. So this air that we're going to see over the weekend, pretty easily colder than what we saw this past Thursday, where we also had an alert day for the cold weather. So the snow that we are still see on the ground, still not really going anywhere. And as far as the system tonight, again, we'll see a little bit more snow accumulation north, a little bit less snow accumulation south, but the areas that see the less snow accumulation could see a little bit more of that freezing rain or regular rain that will freeze over as the temperatures fall on Wednesday.
Boy, single digits for the weekend. Good day to stay in and watch football. Thank you, Jacob. You can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It has school closures, hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
And coming up on Live at 4, lawmakers are looking at new legislation to keep children safe online.
And have you ever wondered who tracks Santa's flights on Christmas? We'll talk to the people behind the scenes who put the Santa tracker together and how your child can participate.
That's a lot of fun. And later, Madison is releasing a limited series of snowplow trading cards. I love these. Where and when you can get these uniquely named snow machine cards.
And then billions of dollars in aid could be coming to American farmers. We'll look into the deal that is meant to help soybean farmers.
We're taking a live look at Maple Grove, Minnesota, and the weather there is 26 and cloudy with some snow starting to fall, as you can see. This is Maple Grove Central Park Ice Skating Loop, which takes travelers through a LED-lit refrigerated loop for free. It's 810 feet long and 20 feet wide, perched on 44 acres of city parks.
Sure is pretty to see that snow, and that's what's heading our way. And speaking of winter, there's only 16 days until Christmas, so it is crunch time at the North Pole. Very soon, Santa will be making his way across the globe.
And he will be busy. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, will be watching. NORAD monitors North American airspace 365 days a year, and they have a special mission on Christmas Eve.
I had a chance to talk with Tamir Wasser at NORAD earlier today. This is a wonderful tradition, and for the kids that are watching, NORAD has a website and a phone number. And kids, if you're watching right now, make sure you get a piece of paper because we're going to share all the information for you in just a couple of minutes. Explain how this works and what kinds of things kids can learn.
So this is the 70th year that NORAD has been tracking Santa, and how this works is the same technology that we use to keep the United States and Canada safe every day helps us track Santa. It starts with satellites more than 20,000 miles above the Earth. It's radars on the ground, and it's our fighter jets in the air. And every day of the year, those assets are making sure that people in the U.S. and Canada are safe. But one day a year, we get the real honor of helping to track Santa as he travels around the world. And so if kids log on to the website or give us a call, they'll be able to see where Santa is or hear from us on the phone. And on the website, we have information about the places that he's going. So it's a great way for kids to learn about other parts of the world as they prepare for Santa to come visit their house.
That is so exciting. And as you mentioned, this is the 70th year. Congratulations. How did this all get started?
You know, it got started by accident. A local company here in Colorado Springs published an ad encouraging kids to call and speak to Santa. And one of the numbers was wrong, and it was actually the line to NORAD's predecessor. And the officer who answered the phone did not want to disappoint the child who called. And so being that we are an organization that tracks things in the sky, was able to give an update on where Santa is. And now 70 years later, this has grown into such a big event. Members of this command, civilian and military, U.S. and Canadian, as well as many members of the community, come together to help kids around the world track Santa.
That's
our
fantastic.
website's available in 9 languages because we get so many people around the world interested in this.
Wow. What kinds of questions do you get from the kids? Do you have to remind everybody they have to go to bed? Or Santa
number
won't
one
come?
question is, when can I expect to see Santa at my house? We don't know for sure when he'll visit any one house, but we know it's generally between 9 p.m. and midnight, but he only visits the house if all the kids are in bed.
Right, so you have to remember that. You do a very serious job. It's very important business. But how does it make you and your colleagues and all the volunteers feel to be spreading this kind of happiness for kids?
I think for most of us here at the command, this is really one of the favorite parts of our job. When the opportunity comes to work on this, people are signing up as soon as they can, and everyone will tell you that working those phones, helping with the setup, assisting with websites is just so much fun and really meaningful. I did it last year, and I talked to kids in 8 or 9 different countries, in 40 different states. It was great.
That's amazing. Well, thanks to you for all you do, Tamir, and happy holidays to you and everyone at NORAD.
Thank you, and to all of you as well, a very Merry Christmas, and hoping that Santa brings a great season for the Brewers next year so they can finally win that World Series.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tamir. Great to talk to you.
Good talking to you. Take care.
And he was a Brewers fan.
Yeah.
Who knew? Okay, kids, here's how you can track Santa's flight. It's on Christmas Eve. You call 1-877-HI-NORAD. That's 877-446-6723. Or you can log on to noradsanta.org, and you can call anytime between 7 a.m. and 11 p.m. local time.
I had to laugh at that as a kid. I hated bedtime, and I could hear my mom saying, Santa won't come unless you go to bed on Christmas Eve.
That's why at 11 o'clock you got to go to bed.
Sooner you go to bed, the sooner you can open up presents. Well, coming up on Live at 4, billions of dollars could soon be pouring into soybean farms. How likely that is, and will that be enough to keep American farmers afloat?
And tipping during the holidays can sometimes get out of hand. We look at how some analysts recommend breaking down the right amount of tips.
Then this holiday season will be filled with many electronic gifts. But how can you keep your children safe against the dangers that lie within the internet?
Plus, alert day conditions are moving into our area tonight, how that will play into your commute home from work and how it might affect your school day tomorrow. Jacob has the very latest when we come back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Live at 4 on this Tuesday afternoon. It's an alert day. We have some wintry weather right at our back door.
And we are doing what we can to keep you safe and informed as this winter weather comes. We are tracking alert day conditions in our area. We're bringing you team coverage.
Arman Rahman and Tanasia Shaw are out live in the field tonight. We'll check in with them in just a minute, but let's begin with our first warn meteorologist, Jacob Monasato at the Weather Center. Where are things right now, Jacob?
Well, we're starting to see some light snow move in, but the more consistent precipitation is still a few hours away. Now, as we take a look at the alert day information again, it is for some snow. We'll also see some windy conditions and icy roads. That last one is the key because we are going to see some areas see rain versus snow at times. But because the surface temperatures are below freezing, a lot of that rain will likely freeze over. And this is for tonight and tomorrow. Winter weather advisories in effect for everybody, but for some areas, areas, specifically Madison and South, the advisory is for a little bit of snow and also some freezing rain, whereas areas to the north, less likely to see the rainfall, but you folks will see more snow out of this. So taking a look at the current radar, again, light snow right now, more consistent snow is off to the northwest, and you can see some of that freezing rain and actual rainfall just to the south and west of that. This will continue to push into our area over the next couple of hours, and as we get into the later evening hours, the areas that have some of the areas around Madison and places to the south that are seeing some light snow right now, it will transition into rain, and that rain snow line is expected to move north of Madison, which will bring rain to Madison and areas south for a good portion of the later evening and early overnight hours. But notice places to the north during this time likely to see all snow, especially areas north of the Dells. But then as temperatures cool down later in the night, we will see it end as snowfall. So I'll talk more about just how much snow we're going to see and show you some of the cold temperatures we'll see at the end of the week. All of that coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. And based on what Jacob was just saying, all eyes are going to be on the roads tonight for the evening commute, and then possibly again tomorrow morning. We even have school watch up and running already.
Yeah, and all the city's 64 snow plows are getting ready. Arman Rahman has more on how they're preparing. Arman?
Yes, the word of the day and the night for City of Madison plow crews is salt, because brine is mostly used to pre-treat the 800 miles of salt routes. But since we've already almost surpassed the total amount of snow we got all of last year so early in the season, crews say it would be useless to try to brine before this storm.
We just didn't have that opportunity before this storm arrived because there's been so many storms back to back to back. The pre-treatment works best if the roads are dry before you put it down, because you want to be able to start, because brine is like just salt plus water, so you don't want to put anything down that might dilute the mixture.
Now, if the pavement, it does heat up underneath all of the snowpack from the previous small snowstorms as expected, city crews say it makes for a different type of mess, especially for your morning commute tomorrow. So that's when the objective for them switches to clean up after salting all of the routes after the snowfall before temperatures could plummet and all of that slush could refreeze tomorrow. We'll be out here all night tracking that storm and bring you the latest. For now, reporting live from the west side of Madison, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
All right, thank you, Arman. Yeah, we've seen it before. The wintry mix that we have in this area certainly impacts our roads.
The snow, rain, and cold temperatures could cause black ice to form on the roadways, so crews are preparing to keep you safe during the morning commute tomorrow. Our Tanasia Shaw is live on that big slippery hill right at Raymond Road, right outside of our station here. Cars always get stuck trying to get up that hill. And Tanasia, what are officials asking everybody to do while this storm comes through?
Hey, Susan and Brady. Yes, this big slippery hill right here on Raymond Road is one of the roadways that you want to watch out for during your evening and morning commute, because as we've been saying all newscasts, that wintry mix with rain and snow will likely cause black ice on roads just like this. Today, I got a chance to catch up with the Madison Police Department and a local snow plowing company about how to be safe on the roadways if you have to go out. Action Jackson, he owns Jackson's Yard Care and is based in Sun Prairie. He says that this winter is very different compared to last winter because this time around we have these back-to-back snowstorms, that are keeping them busy. And he says that he asks everyone to stay at home if they do not have to go out. But if you do, he asks you to take your time on the roads.
Just be very cautious, all right? Brake way before you get to like the stop signs, cars, anything like that, and just be aware of your surroundings and be careful of that black ice, and just take it slow.
Now, the Madison Police Department is also giving us some advice. They ask that everyone stay alert, make sure that you have your lights on, and of course, make sure that you give a lot of room to the snowplowers on the roadways. Reporting in Madison, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Tanasia. You can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It has school closures, hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
Well, this week, President Trump announced a multi-billion-dollar aid package for U.S. farmers.
News 3 Now's Jalen Banks spoke with the Wisconsin Farm Bureau on what this could mean for state farmers. Jalen?
Brady and Susan, Monday, President Trump announced that aid package for farmers across the country will total in $12 billion and claims the funding comes from revenue made from tariffs. This year has been a tough year for farmers in our state, from fluctuating soybean prices and loss of funding due to the government shutdown. I had the chance to catch up with our state's Farm Bureau, and they tell me that a lot of the details are still unclear, such as the payment rates for each of the products or how much money will be set aside for processors, which could limit how much is set aside for farmers on the ground. Overall, the message I got from the Bureau is just that they want consistency from the government for our farmers.
We appreciate the announcements of new trade agreements, but we need to see them finalized. It's important that these deals move forward from headlines and be actually signed agreements and that tariffs are eased so that normal trade can resume. Like I said, farmers don't want special treatment. We don't want aid. We just want a fair market to sell what we produce, and we believe when markets are fair, we can compete with anybody.
An official date has not been set yet, but Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins said farmers can apply for the funding in the coming weeks and that it will be dispersed by February 28th of 2026. Additionally, of that $12 billion, $1 billion will be set aside for specialty crops.
Jalen, thank you. On Capitol Hill today, a Senate committee heard about predators targeting and manipulating young people online. Tamia Woods testified that her 17-year-old son, James, killed himself after becoming the victim of sextortion. She said in 2022, he shared explicit images of himself with someone that he thought was a girl. Then he received 200 messages in less than 20 hours from anonymous attackers who threatened him, demanded money, and told him to kill himself. Now senators have introduced legislation that would make it a federal crime to coerce children into physically harming themselves, others, or animals.
I don't care what it is, you speak up, you say something, you stand up for yourself, because we can make sure that we have your back no matter what. I would give anything to have my son back. And if they have to learn, if they have to see James' face, if they have to see my tears, I'm going to make sure that it happens. If it means that I can save your grandchildren, I'm going to do it.
According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, they've seen a 192% increase in reports concerning online enticement and a 200% increase in reports relating to sadistic online exploitation. Over 1,300% increase in reports involving generative artificial intelligence.
Next on Live at 4, deep fakes continue to be a problem for celebrities and music artists, and Leonardo DiCaprio is having more success. That's all in the Hollywood Minute.
And questions continue to arise after a series of military strikes against Venezuelan boats. Let's check the numbers on Wall Street today. This Tuesday afternoon, a mixed bag. The Dow closed down 179 points. The Nasdaq gained almost 31, and the S&P 500 lost 6.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and the Secretary of State Marco Rubio are set to brief top congressional leaders today as pressure grows over a U.S. operation targeting alleged drug boats off Venezuela. Democrats want unedited video of a September 2nd double-tap strike that killed 2 survivors. In a new Politico interview, President Trump said he doesn't get involved in those tactical decisions, and he added he's open to expanding operations into Colombia and Mexico. The president now says it's up to Secretary Hegseth whether additional video is released. It remains under review as lawmakers push for more transparency.
When it comes to holiday gratuities, deciding how to tip and how much can be overwhelming and confusing.
Yeah, we've been in those situations before, haven't we? In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan has some tips on who to tip this holiday season.
It's the season of giving, but when it comes to tips, who should you give to and how much?
Tip who's really gone out of their way to make your life easier this year.
Ted Rossman works at personal finance company Bankrate. They recently conducted a survey about holiday tipping and found 56% of U.S. adults say they usually give bigger tips when they receive better service. But they also found fewer people plan to tip this holiday season.
A lot of people are cutting back, but some, especially high earners, are giving as much or more.
Bankrate came up with a list of the most common people to tip in the U.S., starting with housekeepers. Tips range anywhere from $20 to more than $50, depending on the service, their survey found. And it doesn't have to be cash. The U.S. Postal Service doesn't allow employees to accept cash. But if you want to show your mail carrier appreciation, they can accept a gift of less than $20 or something like baked goods. The more you interact with someone, Rossman says, the more you should tip, like a childcare provider or housekeeper.
Whatever you normally pay them for a weekly service, you might consider doubling that one at the end of the year.
When you're setting your holiday budget, Rossman says it's important to factor in tipping because it can add up fast. Make a list of who is most important and figure out how much you can afford to give. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Well, we know someone who deserves a big tip, Jacob Montesano. He's watching Alert Day conditions this evening. And when does the fun begin, Jacob? Pretty now, right?
Yeah, it's kind of beginning right now. We're just seeing some light snow across the region, but the precipitation will pick up. And it's kind of hard to see, but there is a little bit of some pink shading in southwest Wisconsin, which indicates that it is some freezing rain and maybe even some sleet. Now, we're really going to see the precipitation pick up by the time we get closer to around 6 to 8 p.m. A lot of the area will start out as snow as we're seeing right now, but then we'll see some areas see it transition into rainfall, mainly for Madison and areas to the south. Places to the north expected to only see snowfall from the system, especially north of the Dells. But then areas that are seeing that rain, that will see that rainfall, will see the snow come back into the region later in the night as the temperatures cool down. And this round of snow could bring maybe an inch or two across the areas that aren't expected to see much accumulation from the early round of snowfall. So looking at the accumulation forecast, again, the areas that are only going to see snow will see around 3 to 6 inches, 1 to 3 for Madison and surrounding areas, less than an inch for places to the south. But that it depends on just how much additional snow we see in the morning. Could maybe see up to an inch from that, but right now expect to see the most snow certainly off to the north. But those that see the rainfall will see it likely freeze over as those temperatures cool down. They're definitely going to be below freezing for Wednesday through Friday, but we're keeping an eye on the weekend as the coldest air, where we're going to see wind chills possibly in the negative 20s. So looking at the wind chills starting tonight, they're going to be in the 20s throughout the night until we get towards sunrise Wednesday, where they'll drop into the teens. And throughout the day Wednesday, they're actually going to stay steady, if not slowly fall. And they're going to be below zero by the time we get to Thursday morning, possibly in the negative teens for some areas. And Thursday and Friday will certainly be cold as well, just not quite as cold as it will be over the weekend. Wind chills kind of in the upper single digits to lower teens. And then as we get towards Friday night, that's when we're going to see the wind chills really begin to fall back into the negative teens, possibly negative 20 Saturday morning. Afternoon wind chills for Saturday will stay below zero. And once we get to Sunday morning, that's when it's going to be the coldest. Could even see some areas get close to negative 30 for those wind chills, but I would say probably in the lower negative 20s is a more realistic expectation, but that's still very cold. And although we will warm up a little bit towards next week, we still got to get through another morning Monday where we're going to see some very cold temperatures as well. Now that Green Bay game that you're seeing on the 10-day, that's not in Green Bay. It's going to be in Denver, so that's good news considering it's going to be just as cold in Green Bay. But for the system tonight, again, expect a mixture of rain and snow. And just because you're seeing that rain doesn't mean you're going to see less impacts. It just means you're not going to see as much snowfall accumulation because that rain, as we continue to talk about, will likely freeze over. And then we have that second alert day for the cold weather with some light snow chances to end the week.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jacob. And coming up after the break, this is fitting. Madison is rolling out new trading cards that could rival Pokemon or Magic the Gathering. We'll show you.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Scammers impersonating celebrities are targeting music fans more often.
And Leonardo DiCaprio is celebrating more acting award feathers in his cap. David Daniel is here with the Hollywood Minute.
scammers impersonating celebrities are increasingly targeting music fans. A study by the social media security company Spikers, reported by Billboard, says scammers go after Swifties with fake tickets and bogus merchandise, create clone accounts to target Sabrina Carpenter's fan base with fake meet and greet offers and pre-sale links, and Billie Eilish impersonators have run fake live streams and giveaways. The report says hackers posing as celebs made $5.3 billion this year with online scams.
This is the end of the line.
Not for you. Leonardo DiCaprio is having a great week. The same day he was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for One Battle After Another, Time named DiCaprio its 2025 Entertainer of the Year. He'll be profiled in the magazine's December 29th issue on newsstands December 19th.
London, make some noise!
He's like the national hero. He's like one of the biggest ambassadors for Nigeria.
WizKid Long Live Lagos looks at the rise of the Grammy-winning Nigerian singer-songwriter and how his success in the U.S. has made him a beacon of hope back home. The documentary debuts Thursday on HBO Max. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And finally at 4, for the last few years, Madison Streets Division has sought the public's help to name the snowplows. And now you can actually get a trading card. This is fun.
Yeah.
With your favorite one.
Yeah, I have one with Dolly Plowton on it. No surprise. Well, to celebrate the work of the snowplows and their operators, Madison is turning the winning names into trading cards. Each card has an important salt use fact, where you can see it, and some other information about the vehicle. These trading cards are available at any Madison Public Library location, and best of all, they're free.
I love this idea.
Yeah.
What are some of the names? Plower to the People is one.
That's one.
One of my favorite from the past was Plowy McPlowface, I think was. I had to throw that one in
I think that was the most popular one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snow Diggity.
They'll be busy this time of year, Snow Diggity.
And you can collect them all. That's fun. We have to entertain ourselves, Jacob, so that we don't cry.
Yeah, exactly.
Real quick, last recap of the weather.
Still seeing some light snow, but more consistent precipitation will move in pretty shortly.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.